What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to do some in-depth technical analysis and give you guys my price prediction for tomorrow. I'm going to talk about the CPI reports that are coming out and how this may affect Tesla. I'm also going to talk about Tesla's China numbers that can actually affect the share price before I end this video with tweets from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Elon Musk, as he does have a good update for Tesla for us. Now, before I break anything down about Elon Musk, before I talk about what's going on with the share price of Tesla, I do have to mention a couple of things. As you know, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take any of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. Not only benefits me, benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed 6 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you could always sell these 6 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some Tesla shares for free in this limited time offer that has been extended for another 2 weeks. So please check it out before they run out in 2 weeks. But that's out of the way. Let's get on with the video. So looking at Tesla, we're up about 1.25% for the day. We had a pretty good day today because look, what you're noticing is Tesla's starting to make those higher lows. It's starting to push to the upside, and we're slowly starting to get used to these higher levels as we're getting closer to filling this gap. And right now, the technicals are pointing towards us doing that. It looks more bullish than bearish over the next maybe few days, if not weeks. That doesn't mean every day will be green, but I'm just saying that it looks like we're respecting an upward trend. Now, there's something very big coming to the markets, right? On Friday, we have the CPI reports coming out, and that could be massive for the markets depending on what the report shows. So let's actually look at what on earth we may be seeing. And I want to talk about how this has affected the SPY in the past. So let's actually bring up some historical data for us, and then it could actually help us understand what Tesla may end up doing. So if we go back to the latest CPI reports, obviously for the month of March, this is when it was at its worst or not in the best of states. I'm sorry, for the month of February, it was reported on March 10th, 2022. So this is when the report came out, March 10th, 2022. This is one of the worst reports we got. So March 10th is right about here. Let's actually go a little bit back. And you could see what was interesting about March 10th is the market was already dropping before, right? We were already seeing the SPY in the overall market taking a bit of a hit. And as we approach March 10th, look at this right here. The day before, we kind of like rallied just a little bit, and then March 10th comes, the report comes, and we gap down like this, kind of push up a little bit, then we just continue to drop for about a week or so. So we had a pretty bloody week after that bad CPI report that came out, and it goes to show how this can affect the markets. But after that, we got a nice push to the upside. Obviously, the market was not as bearish at the time, but then going back to another date, for the month of March, the CPI report comes out. It came out on April 12th. And look what happened as we approached April 12th. Let's see, April's right here. Obviously, the SPY was already dropping. April 12th was right here. And this report also was not good. This was, I believe, one of the worst reports as well. And we could see after the report, we got certainty in the markets. The market pushed up a little bit, then it slowly started to drop, pushed up a little bit more, and we just got this big decline. And it wasn't just the CPI report. There were other factors, such as the FOMC meetings, other catalysts. We know what happened in Ukraine. All those things played a role. And, the whole market took a bit of a hit. Now, what happened in May? And this is where things become interesting. So for the April 2022 month, the report came out on May 11th, 2022, right? What happened on May 11th? Check out what happened to the SPY. The SPY, May 11th came, the SPY actually pushed up, it dropped a little bit, and we actually got this nice kind of relief rally, a slight relief rally that pushed us up for a little bit of time. So I'm anticipating something similar to happen, because what happened was the May report wasn't as bad as April. If you look at what actually came out in April, that's when inflation was at its peak at about 8.3%. Right? That's what it shows right over here. And that's over the last 12 months, the CPI report showed that. For May, it was at 8.1%. So it actually started to decline, and markets started to think that inflation kind of peaked, and it was slowly, the rate at which it increased kind of started to decline. So If that's the case, if the next report that's coming out in June isn't that bad, in fact, if it shows another decline, that's going to be good for the markets. What the markets are doing right now is they're consolidating. Okay, the SPY is consolidating because we don't know what the report is showing. Some people are kind of bearish, other people are like really bullish. We don't really know. And what's happening essentially is if the report's really good, we're getting ready for a big move to the upside. If it's really bad, we're gonna probably crash and it may be a big hit we take. But right now I'm aiming more towards the bullish side because we're seeing volume kind of dropping, and it really depends on the report. But right now, I think it's more likely to show another continuation of the decline. And I know the data may not be perfect. We have to base it off the data. That's what it's suggesting. And for that reason, I think over the next few days, few weeks, perhaps, maybe like by next week, Tesla's going to start to push up, hopefully. And we might actually fill this gap that's going to take us right back up to that 776 range or even a little bit higher than that. So that's essentially what my outlook is for the next like week or two. I'm more on the bullish side than bearish side. Now, what's going to happen for tomorrow? Okay. Another thing to note is Tesla has their China numbers coming out very soon, the next few days. And this is going to be big because you can see right now reports are estimating that Tesla essentially delivered about 1,512 vehicles from its Shanghai plant from April, according to CPCA data. And that was a very low results due to the lockdown. So this may not be the best catalyst. I don't think this is going to negatively affect them too badly because you have to remember, this is not surprising news. We knew that their numbers wouldn't be too good for April due to the lockdowns. So I don't think it's going to be that bad. I'm anticipating a bit of a sideways day for Tesla. I don't think it's going to rally that hard. And it may be kind of similar to what happened to the stock today. So what I'm anticipating is this, okay? What's good about this from a technical perspective is we're breaking past these resistance levels. See how we pushed up to that, what was that, 740, almost 750. We went to the 750 level of resistance. We're doing quite well. And you could see how the stock is essentially respecting these support and resistance zones that I told you guys about, or at least it comes very close to doing that. It goes to show how real these things really are. So what on earth is my prediction for tomorrow? Well, we want to go over the bullish and bearish possibilities first before I give you guys my prediction. So let's just draw this out real quick. Let me try to, hold on, zoom out like this. So this is tomorrow, and I'm going to actually draw a line where tomorrow essentially is supposed to end. So I have made the mistake of kind of going a little bit over the line. So let's, give me 1 second. Right here, this is where closing is going to be tomorrow, where this line is. What may Tesla do going into closing? Well, let's go over the bearish possibility. Let's say, for instance, something bad happens. And I don't know, maybe Elon Musk can announce something. Maybe some unknown, unpredictable piece of news comes out and causes Tesla to drop. That's a possibility, right? I'm not predicting this. I'm just saying it's a possibility. We want to see 720 hold us. If that doesn't hold us, this thing may slowly decline. We may find some support on the way down, hopefully 710. But if that isn't the case, it could end up testing 700 again if something really bad were to come. And then hopefully we get a bounce off that. I don't think we're going to drop that hard unless it's that bad. We may kind of trade in this channel and close kind of like near the midline, 7.5 to 710. That would be a more bearish possibility. So let me make that red. The more bullish possibility, what is Tesla more likely to do if this thing were to start becoming really bullish, would be this thing gets a nice push up again, just like how it did yesterday, and we get a rejection close to that 750 range once again, and then we kind of drop throughout the rest of the day, but we hold a higher level and we manage to actually close in the green just above that 730 range, kind of like this. So that would be the most, or like a more bullish possibility. I don't really think it's going to be like either of these. I think it's more likely to be kind of sideways tomorrow because it's kind of like the last day we have before the CPI report comes out, and there may even be a little bit of panic. Some people may kind of be cautious and they may start to sell a little bit towards the end of the day, unless these big institutions already know that the report won't be too bad and they already start buying. I mean, it could really go either way, but what I'm thinking is in the opening, just like what we saw today and the day before, we're probably going to get a push to the upside. And it might be kind of violent, just like this. So we may even push to like 750 again, but then I would anticipate a slight sell-off later on through the day. It may even go lower than that 730 support zone. And we may have a bit of a sideways day, and it may actually turn a little bit red towards the end of the day due to some selling that happens from big institutions in preparation of CPI. Now, I don't know if they're already prepared or not, or if they know exactly what's going to come, but that is something that we've seen from a historical context. Typically, right before the CPI comes out, we've seen some kind of like sell offs, some preparation. So for me personally, I think that the data is not going to be bad. I think CPI may even cause the market to kind of rally a little bit later. But this yellow line right here, this is essentially what I'm predicting, okay? But you need to be prepared for both the bullish possibility and the bearish possibility. If we drop below 720, it's possible we drop all the way back down to 700. And if that doesn't hold us, 690 is that key level. 690 to 680, we've bounced off each of those in the past. Once again, I'm not guaranteeing that. I just want you to be prepared for that. We can also push up. If we do push up, we have some resistance at 730 and more resistance close to that 750 range. However, like I said, I do expect it to be pretty much a sideways day, not too much crazy price action. And I would anticipate we may be a little red towards the very end, okay? We may get a bit of a sell-off due to preparation for this data and other factors like that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is this right here. Tesla's China numbers are obviously coming out. Don't look at this as a bad thing. I don't think this is going to cause us to necessarily crash or anything like that, because when you look at the data, okay, the market responds to things that surprise us in a way. If CPI comes out and all of a sudden it's like way worse than what people would have imagined, that's a surprise, and the market could take a hit and act emotional based off that. This, however, is not necessarily as big of a surprise. If we do drop because of this, it would most likely be because of shorts, market makers taking advantage of this news and trying to manipulate Tesla. That also plays a role. But I just don't think it's going to crash that hard when these numbers come out. I find that very unlikely. It's just that we knew about what happened due to the lockdowns and things like that. So I just wanted to put that out there. The last thing I wanted to talk about is this right here, what came out from Elon Musk. Tesla actually tweeted that HEPA air filter in the Model Y, S, and X removes 99.97% of dust, pollen, mold, bacteria, and other airborne particles. So to me, that's really awesome. I don't know if these numbers are 100% accurate, but to me, that would be awesome news if they have this amazing filter that really cleans the air for Tesla drivers and the people around them. And this person known as Jeremy, he actually noted that when there's recirculation and when that's on in the Teslas, the ambient CO2 concentration in the air spikes to extremely high levels. I used to get headaches on road trips, but without this, I do not. So he's essentially talking about the fact that there are some issues that could come out when you look at the CO2 levels. And this is something that Elon Musk has been actually talking about. So Elon Musk responded that we will look into this and adjust. In general, I'd recommend against using recirc as the range advantage is small. But what I like about Elon Musk, okay, what I admire about him is it's incredible how he's actually reading comments, he's reading replies, and he looks at it as constructive feedback, and he's always willing to make a change based off that. To me, this is something that any company should learn from. To me, it's amazing that they're trying to improve customer service. They're looking into the issues and they're going to keep on improving. There's always room for improvement, no matter how amazing your products are. And that's something I appreciate and admire in Elon Musk and Tesla. And it's just one of the many reasons as to why I'm so bullish for the long-term future. With that out of the way, thank you for listening. I gave you guys my prediction and I wish the best for each and every one of you. I won't always be right? Be prepared for anything, but this is just what I think will happen. Get ready. Tomorrow's coming. Rest well, and I will see you guys in the next one. Tesla to the moon, and peace out.